But I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
Wow. All right. Thank you for that. Look at that.
Oh, yo! I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome. Thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
Hoover did you a favor, James. I just say later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our draw streams, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. Oh, hey guys. Hey, it is Sunday. It is Sunday, guys. This means another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns and their creations. Because, guys, I'm kind of bored with the mainstream. Mainstream kind of sucks, you know. And indie is where the passion is. All right, guys. I hope your weekend is nice and your Sunday is cool and the weather is good and you're having something to drink right now. So if you do, let me know what it is. Put it in the chat, guys. All right, guys. I am pretty excited because our campaign on Kickstarter for Safeguard Pandemonium has reached its final day. So the last 24 hours going on right now, we entered the final 24 hours plus we reached over 9K in funding. That's absolutely bonkers. Thank you so much, guys. That is crazy. Thank you. So that plus Alan will be finishing the final pages this week. So then the book is completely drawn. And so it's a fantastic book, right? It's my first real superhero team book. I can't believe I've never written a complete team book before. This is my first one, right? So really cool, guys. The link is pinned in the chat to the campaign. It's also below this video, so go check it out. All right. And let's see who's with us in the chat today. It is John from John's Longbox. Welcome, John. Nice to see you, sir. How are you today, sir? And Mike. Mike is with us today. Nice to see you, sir. Congratulations on 9 grand so far. Day final 24 hours. Let's go. Woo! Yes. Thank you, Mike. Thank you for the support. You're always so supportive. I appreciate that, sir. We can't make these books without you guys. So thank you all so much. All right. I will be doing a extra stream tomorrow to close things off. So I will do a close out stream, probably alone. I don't know. We'll see, but we'll have some fun. I will showcase the campaign and whatever, you know. So yes. Anyway, right now, guys, it is time. It is time for the guest. So we have a brand new guest to the show. Never been on the show before, which is cool. So I can introduce you to new people and new people to you. So let's see. Do I have everything set up? I think that I do. because, guys, I would like a very warm welcome for the guest of the hour. I apologize, sir. I hope I pronounced the last name correctly. So here we go. Welcome, Mr. Fabrizio Aiello.
That was perfect pronunciation.
There you go. You know, it's I don't know why. It's maybe Europe, but that you kind of know these what it's supposed to be. You know.
Yeah, I went to college, and my first day of college, a professor said, "You're pronouncing your name wrong." I'm like, "Wait, what? I'm pronouncing my own name wrong?" So he went into it, and since that, so.
Right. Yes. Well, it has a background where it comes from. So maybe he was like, well, originally it was like supposed to be this, and then but kind of things change, you know.
They get corrupted.
Right. Welcome, sir. Welcome. The ticker. Mike says the ticker. Thank you, Mike, for the reminder, because we have a ticker. Let's see. There we go. Showcase the ticker. A Drink with Brink, episode 235. Fabrizio Aiello with Horace H. Hoover. Is that also correct?
That is correct.
All right, sir. All right. Sounded good to me, says Marcus Kelly Grew. Welcome, Marcus. Nice to see you, man. Hi, Goomba. And Mike says, welcome, Mr. Aiello. I'm a fan and owner of your excellently unique Horace series.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have some fans, sir. Your series seems kind of popular within the indie sphere, right?
I mean, I like to think so. It's niche of a possible third level of niche, but the ones that do pick it up seem to like it, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, it's all niche. Man. Anyway, so it's nice to meet you. So, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got into making comics?
Sure. Oh man,
where do you start?
Yeah, it's one of those deals. I mean, I started as an artist, so I'll start there. Obviously, as a kid, always drew. Never thought about doing anything else. Got into comics very early because my brothers used to collect them, so they were around before I could read. So I was really looking at comics before I knew what they were. As soon as I had 65 cents to scrounge together, I started collecting them. It's kind of history from there. I mean, I went to college for fine arts, which may or may not have been a mistake, as we all know. Mm-hmm. But I did learn some. I learned some stuff, anatomy and all that jazz. I still never let go of the comic books, but my focus definitely kind of diverted a little bit into maybe fine art, illustration, just kind of like a bunch of different things. Mm-hmm. My first entrance into comics, though, technically, I graduated college. I was rooming with this kid, and he's like, I wrote a comic book. Do you want to draw it? And I'm thinking, well, I just spent 4 years in art school. This is going to be the easiest thing in the world, right? It was ludicrous. So we put together this, 10-page zine, went to a Comic-Con. It was a bit of a failure. Since then, I've kind of dipped my toes in and out of comics, collaborating with other writers, and it always fell apart. So if we fast forward to 2019, 2018, something like that, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to write and draw my own comic, and that way, if I argue with myself, then that's a symptom of another psychological problem. I started doing Horace H. Hoover, and I got picked up by Alterna for a few years, did the first couple issues with them, and then I left Alterna and published issues 3 and 4. That is a very, very quick review of my entire life, but my day job is programming, so I've been a game developer for many, 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 many years.
Oh, that's cool.
But
is it cool, though? I know sometimes you hear stories from the game industry,
Yeah, I mean, what I do is less cool, probably, but it pays okay. It supports my habit, which is all we can all,
Yes.
ask for.
Right. This is true. By the way, sorry, but Mike reminded me that I forgot a important question at the beginning.
Right.
So I need to ask you, sir, Fabrizio, what are you drinking?
Coffee.
Coffee. All right. There we go.
It's 2:00 in the afternoon. It's like,
Yes.
it's appropriate.
It's something I usually do not. Anyway, so you so that entire like development got you into making your own like comic book, kind of like why don't I try to make my own comic, right? So you came up with this particular concept. How did that happen?
Yeah, so I never, as far as writing, I only ever dabbled, right? Like I would write a short story here or there, but I never considered myself a writer. I was an artist.
Sure.
And I was doing these big drawings. They were charcoal drawings of kind of like these caricatured heads, just for the heck of it. And I did like a round one, really, exaggerated, and then I did this like shape. It was essentially a rectangle, and it was supposed to be a human face. And I just put the ear really high up, and it's like a bust. I'm like, oh, that's funny. That looks like a vacuum cleaner. So I drew the hose, and I drew the plug, and it made me chuckle. And then I just moved on with my day, right? Like that was it.
Yeah.
But every time I sat down to draw, like in the margins of my paper, I kept on drawing this character. And I'm like, what the hell am I doing? So I would like rip a piece of paper off and I'd put it on the wall, and I just kept on getting these flashes of scenes of characters, of these funny little moments. I describe it like this. After about 6 months, my studio looked like the third act of a serial killer movie where they walk in and it's just paper taped to walls. So I'm like, I think I should probably do something with this character.
Yes.
And at that point, it's like you're sort of beholden to the idea, I think. And I'm sure, you feel the same way. It's like you can't just say no. I mean, you could say no, you would be a miserable human being, if you did, though.
Yes, it's sometimes that you don't really choose your own characters. They kind of like happen. And then you need to do something with them, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like you pop your head in and just kind of like the fishbowl. Like, what are they doing? Who's there? Who's fighting who? So the first thing I did was I actually did a 3D sculpture of it because I was doing a lot of 3D modeling.
Oh, cool.
Actually, it's in the background right there.
Oh, wait. Let's see if we can.
Yeah. So I did a 3D. It's a 3D sculpture of it. And I'm like, maybe it's like methadone, right? I didn't want to jump into the heroin. So I'm like, I'm just going to start with methadone. I'll do this character. It'll get it out of my system. And then I'll be able to go back to whatever. But people really seem to love the character, even though it was just a sculpture. It's like, who is he? What is their powers? What is his background? I'm like, holy shit. Yes. Okay, I guess I have to really come up with that stuff. And then... And I was like, okay, I'm gonna buckle down. I'll do the whole comic. If it sucks, at least it'll be finished. It'll be out into the world.
Right. But it wasn't something that like the way you are telling it. It's like you were kind of pushed towards doing it instead of like. Was it something you actually wanted to do? Or was it something that was bugging you? That like.
I mean. It was just kind of bugging me because I didn't think I could do it. I think that's the issue. Like, I didn't consider myself really a writer. I hadn't done a full comic at this point, just dabbled. So I'm like, this is going to be a disaster, But yeah, I managed to get enough things in line to get that first little short story, and that kind of gave me enough footing to kind of move forward. And then after that, I'm like, oh, if I can do comics, which has always been the dream, I just never thought I could do it. So that's what I've been doing ever since.
Right. So you do everything with your book. You write it, you do the complete artwork, so colors also, everything.
Lettering, 100% of that book is me. So
wow, that's fantastic. That creative, like your own vision. Everything you see is like your own vision, right?
Yeah, which means every typo or every like misaligned lettering it's on me.
You can't blame anyone. So you said you didn't think you could like write. So, but you tried. So how did that process go? How did you start, and how did you even know that it was any good?
Yeah, I mean, that is a good question. Like I said, I dabbled with like some short stories, but nothing more than that. There's this great David Lynch clip where he talks about like if you have a scene, you write it on a note card, and I can't remember what the number is. Once you get 32 note cards, you have a movie, and it for him it's like it's literally that simple. And it kind of was for me too. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of information here. Definitely enough for one issue of a book. So I kind of hone it down. And, you know, you can send your books to your friends and family and kind of get feedback, but it's hard, right? Like they're being overly nice or overly critical sometimes. You don't know which.
Yes.
But I was lucky enough. There's an artist and a writer. His name is Walter Ostile. He's indie, but he has like big numbers on Webtoon and stuff like that. Big channel. He said, submit your indie comic story and I'll review it. So I was lucky. He picked my first story and he gave it really good reviews. And that was like, okay, this is the first like objective, third, like professional doing it that at least said it was decent. So I'm like, okay, that was enough for me to move forward and not constantly second guess myself on everything I did. And as far as the writing, I mean, I'm a huge reader, novels. Like, I feel like that's your school is reading, you know, what you pick up from comics or books or whatever it is, history. All of that kind of comes out into the writing. So I felt like I had a pretty good background for that.
Sure. Yeah. And you kind of so is that your so the genre is kind of comedic? It's not supposed to be like or is it like surface level comedic, but you dive into deeper themes? What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, if anybody knows me, I'm not very serious for too long.
Yeah.
And I like movies and books that have some humor, and I don't mean kind of goofy humor sometimes, but like. It can be subtle. I love British humor, like Douglas Adams and stuff like that. And so I do love a good story with some humorous elements. So my thing with Horace is I never set out to do a funny book. I know that sounds ludicrous because the guy's wearing a vacuum cleaner on his head.
Yes, yeah.
But in my head, I just wanted to do like a fun mystery adventure. And then when I'm sort of placing Horace H. Hoover, there are funny things that happen, and I just kind of let it happen. But if I've said this before, like if there's a whole issue where there's nothing funny, I'm okay with that. Like it's not like I feel like I have to get a joke in every 6 pages or something like that.
Right.
So it's a little funny, a little weird, but charming. But I also deal with some, I would say, horror elements, at least visually. It's not gore or anything like that, but I use a lot of the tropes of horror movies.
Sure, right, yeah. John says that Fabrizio is one of my favorite writers.
Man, thank you.
There you go. So apparently you did have the talent for it, right? Yeah, which is great. So now you can do everything yourself. And you don't specifically set out to make a particular comic with a particular vibe or whatever. So does this also mean that some of these issues can vary in like feel or
Yeah, for sure. Like I didn't want to pigeonhole myself because a lot of people say like, okay, they're very quick to say Lovecraftian horror, blah. And I'm like, I do not want to be pigeonholed into like a real specific genre. So if you read my stories, one might be maybe Lovecraftian, maybe one's more Sherlock Holmes, one's more like gothic horror, so it can vary, still with some boundaries though. So I like mystery, I like occult stuff, I like, supernatural, things like that. But my thing is, if I want to do something really outside, I'll start a new title, which I have teased a new title like next year, which will have zero whimsy. Like,
all right, yeah, really,
no whimsy, no humor, no nothing. So I'll keep all of that for Horace.
Okay, so you haven't like done anything like besides this comic book? That's the only comic you focused on for now.
Yeah, I have gotten a little more into the prose fiction though. Since I started this book,
Oh.
again, I feel like I have a little more leg to stand on, and I've done more short stories, which has been pretty fun. Just because it kind of stretches your legs, you know. And Horace is he's a very he uses a lot of verbose language. He's very uses a lot of weird vocabulary. So I feel like I have to practice that, because if not, it'll sound stilted and it'll sound fake. So I gotta practice that somewhere.
Right. John can't wait.
He's very excited for Bones.
Yeah. That's good. Right. So you have your own website. I'm bringing up your own website. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. I will put it in the chat, guys. The website for Horace H. Hoover is now in the chat, but it's also below this video. So anywhere you're watching from, we are broadcasting through several channels, right? So it's below, so you can find it there. Right. You have a trailer. Would you like us to watch that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, there we go. Oh. Cool.
Yeah, so that was the trailer for issues 1 through 3, and then issue 4 has its own trailer, which again I have to do myself, which takes a shockingly long time to do, but
Yeah.
gives a good flavor.
Oh, you did the trailer also yourself?
Yeah, I do everything. The website,
Yeah.
there's nothing. One of these days, I'll pay people to do things.
One-man band. Yeah, really cool. So what I find interesting. So you have like this little design, this character, and people ask about it, and you're like, okay, I need to do something with this character, but then you have to expand it into a actual like story. It has so how did all these horror elements come about? How did that all click and fit?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of just since I'm the writer and the artist, I can do this, right? I can write a story that incorporates all the things that I want to draw. So for me, a lot of it is like I start with a piece of paper and I just start concept art, sketching like interesting things, and that'll sort of evoke a story element or a character or a personality or a location, and then I go back and I write that out. And it's sort of like this cyclical thing where I start with things I really want to draw.
Yeah.
And I just kind of go from there. So for me, the horror elements, there's just a lot of cool, like, occult stuff. Now, admittedly, drawing New York buildings and old cars might not have been my first choice, but there are some things you just have to put up with.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, Crenshaw, welcome.
Crenshaw.
Hello, guys. Be like me, like and share the stream. Yes, please do, guys. Please do. Let's get some more people in. We're talking with Mr. Fabrizio about Horace H. Hoover and how it came to be. This entire concept is really cool. Right. So So the heroes, you have on the website you lay out a little bit who these characters are. So who is Horace? What does he do?
Yeah, so I mean, he's an occult detective. And as far as like the background, so it's set in the 1928 New York City, which is a great era of like supernatural sort of occult stuff. So that's one of the reasons I'm like, you know what, that's a great setting because there's just a lot of ghosts and they're sort of obsessed with that kind of thing. And he's an occult detective, and one of the things I didn't want to do with the book immediately is kind of go into his background or his origin, because I want a lot of it is a mystery to Horace. So I want the reader to sort of find out with him as the issues go. So I wanted to really jump right into a story, see if I could get people interested in the world just based on the stories. And he could, I mean, maybe he has a helmet, or maybe it's just a face, you know. I thought that if the hook wasn't his background, then I could write any story I wanted. I know that sounds weird. Anyway, he's an occult detective. He lives in New York, and he's looking for the lost universe, which we're sort of slowly learning about. And in order to do that, he's sort of slowly making his way there by solving these cases, finding items, and that's kind of it. I am a little vague. I've always been a little vague with this because I think it's such a weird universe that, like, if you give too much, it loses the impact. Like when you turn a page,
yes,
you know, we have these characters like the book bug, and it's like if I give a big rundown on the book bug, it's just kind of going to lose things. But
sure,
he kind of travels through pocket universes, so that's why we get these very, very large and strange places that he ends up in. One is like a library universe. One is sort of a universe where there's this ancient god with tentacles that kind of wrap around houses. So he starts in New York and kind of pivots and goes to all these other like worlds.
Right. Yeah, that is cool. So he has this motivation that he's looking for this lost universe, right?
Yep.
But he is like he's kind of the central figure to get to places. So to get these these locations, to draw these awesome things. But he himself not that important. He's just like the vehicle to tell the story through, right?
In a way, yeah. So this really was, yeah, I think that's a good way of explaining it. He is a vehicle to essentially get to the story, almost like a Sherlock Holmes. We don't learn a bunch, right, about Sherlock Holmes or something like that. We know enough about him to get to the mystery, basically. Now, that's not to say we won't learn about him, but I wanted this first 5-issue series to be almost like a prequel to like an issue 1 ongoing series. And that's where we'll learn about his background, his powers, how he got to the helmet and all that stuff. But in the meantime, there's a bunch of information in the books that sort of tease it. There's a lot of foreshadowing. There's a lot of Easter eggs. So hopefully there's enough there to hold on to as a reader that'll keep you.
Yes. Hey, welcome, Pops. Nice to see you, Pops. Thanks to Pops, we are broadcasting on multiple channels right now. Thank you so much. Mike says, as art, Hida advises forget a SDCC, look at these things instead. Yeah, there's some cool things being made within the indie space, right? Yeah, cool. Now you have some. So is each like so you have a little bit of a running story, but each book is its own mystery, its own thing.
It is, the first 4 issues really is one story, I'll say. This was supposed to be a graphic novel. When I went to Alterna, the only option was to kind of cut it up into issues. So I had to rework things to make them work as issues, but there's still like an overarching story. So, but issue 5 is going to be its own. So, this is how I think of it, and I don't know if this is a good or bad way. So I have 5 issues to play with, and I wanted to do a short story, I wanted to do a three issue arc, and I wanted to do a single issue, and that would essentially that's the 3 ways to go, right? So I wanted to have all of those in the 5 issues.
Okay.
So that's I wanted to do every part of it.
Right. All right. Yeah. John says Horace H. Hoover is one of the most unique comic characters.
Thank you.
Yeah, that he is. Welcome, Flady. Welcome. Afternoon. Nice to see you. And then we have Mike says, how could Slurp and Max not be endearing to any reader? And Max is John's favorite. Right.
Yeah,
so
so Slurp and Max definitely fill out the 3. I really wanted 3 very different characters, and I never really thought of the book as a team book. It really is. It's Horace, Slurp, and Max. We don't always see Max and Slurp, but they're there and they show up. Very different characters, very different attitudes. Slurp, I'll be completely honest. My intent was I want to rip off Nosferatu because I want to draw Nosferatu.
Yes.
And inevitably he turned into just a totally different character, and he's kind of, I don't want to say comedic relief, but he's I think has some of the best jokes in the book. So he's a very, I think of him as like a violently loyal golden retriever to Horace H. Hoover.
Right.
And Max is sort of like, I wanted a prototypical New Yorker from that time era. So I wanted his voice, his perspective, right? He's as close as to the reader as we're going to get in the story, basically.
Sure. I suppose you did need to do some research because it has this time period, right? There's this location.
Yeah.
So was that a lot of research required, or?
I have a lot of books of photos of New York from that time period,
Right.
which is a good thing and a bad thing. We want it to be recognizable, but we also don't want to be slavish to that stuff. At first I thought, that's it. If he's looking down this street, it's got to look like that street at this, after a while I'm like, that's just ludicrous. And it doesn't really help the story. So I feel like I did enough research at the beginning that I could kind of pull out like aspects or maybe a specific building. Like in issue 4, there's a very specific church. That's fine, but I didn't want to get too ingrained in that stuff because like the vacuum cleaner, that design technically was not for sale at that time, right?
Okay.
And I've had people bring this up, and that's fine, and it's totally valid. But I knew that going into it, and there's an explanation. So if there is like a gap or we'll say loophole, I've thought of it, and it will be explained. So just give me a little leeway.
All right. So you actually based this on a existing like vacuum model.
Close-ish,
Right.
Yeah. Like you still want it to be visually interesting in a comic book. So like a real vat canister is really, really long and thin, and that wouldn't quite work as well.
Yeah,
so I did have to adjust some things.
Really cool, man. That's great. That's cool. Right. So, but the team, there is the writer. That's only you. That's the team.
Yes.
Oh, you have some more people you work with.
No, that's me. That's just me.
Oh.
that was the joke.
Senor Aiello. El Jefe. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That is funny. That is cool. Yeah, you're a one-man team. That's cool. All right. We have some news also.
Just some old interviews.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Store. So here people can actually get your comics. So guys, this is what you need to check out. So you said you have 4 issues right now, right? Is that correct?
Yep, 4 issues. So 4 single issues are available. I have I had a resin model. It's currently out of stock. I also have a collected. It's the first 3 issues collected, which is actually pretty cool.
Wasn't that how you wanted it in the beginning? Because you said you had to split it up.
I wanted the first 4. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Right.
but so hopefully when the series is done, people will look, and I will publish like a graphic novel of the original intent. So
Sure, man. Wow.
yeah, these are always available. There's some deals, commissions. If anybody wants a commission, I don't really do them often, but I do a lot of sketch cards. That's kind of my thing.
Oh, cool. That's cool. Oh, and digitals, which is
Yep.
great. Yes. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. So how long does it take you to produce one comic?
So if I buckled down, we'll say, maybe 6 months, probably.
Okay.
I do have other things I like to do. So it's like,
Sure. Yeah.
you know, like all of us. So I do have other projects. Like I'm working on a game engine, like a custom game engine. So, you know, but I'm always working on the comic, right? So right now, issue 5, I have all the thumbnails, you know, the outline, all that done. I'm about to start doing layouts for that. So that's why I don't want to give a time, but we'll say issue 5 will be out, you know, end of the year, probably next year at this point.
Okay. All right. Cool. Mike says those connecting sketch cards. You're also expert at drawing, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I used to do these 3 sketch cards in a line, and they were modular, so you could swap them. They were pretty cool.
Oh, great. Great. All right. So let's see. We have some examples, which is cool. Cool.
Very first issue.
Very first issue. Yeah. So how do you look back on your first issue? Are there now things you want to like
Yeah.
alter or rewrite, redo?
You know, every issue, since again I'm doing everything, not to belabor the point, but it's like you can't be an expert at everything from the get-go. So you kind of gotta focus a little bit on one thing. And the first issue is like, okay, have the ability to get a visually coherent story that has some sort of ending and kind of go from there. And then the next issue is like, okay, you can do that, add some more characters in a new location. The next, really work on the lettering and make sure the lettering is more dynamic and interesting. So that being said, you know, as an artist, it's impossible not to look at an old piece of artwork and not want to redo it. It's impossible. So it's hard not to, but I still like aspects of it, right? Because there's still sort of like a nostalgic factor for me, because I remember first sitting down and drawing that. So that kind of cancels out a little bit of that. For me, I think issue 3 was really where everything was firing. Like, the writing was working how I wanted, the art, everything was kind of hitting. So, issue 4 to me is definitely my best issue. And then, so, you know, every issue gets better and better. Unless you're an anomaly, this is how it's going to happen.
Yeah, when people ask me where they should start with my books, I usually tell them like the last ones, like the latest series, and then eventually they might go back to the first ones. But yeah, you can tell a difference for sure. Okay, cool. Look at this layout here with the design of this.
There was just a lot of experimenting of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, at the time I didn't think anybody would ever see it, so I'm like, I'll just do what I want. If it, you know, if it works, cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't until issue 3 that I knew people would actually really be buying it and seeing it.
Yeah. Did you feel more free to do whatever you want with the first issues, and once you actually built this audience, you had to take that into consideration?
Yeah, issue 3 was rough. Like, There was, I don't know, do you know the artist Richard Friend by any chance? He's a
Yes.
Yeah. So a while ago, he had a Patreon where if you paid, I can't remember what it was monthly, but he would review your artwork. So, and to me that was critical because at the beginning part of my comic book, having him review it, and he would go page by page and say, fix this, change this, do all that kind of stuff. It was huge for me. And issue 3 came around, and issue 3 there's a lot of caves and rocks in issue 3. And I had finished the pencils, okay? And I sent the stuff to him, and he was not brutal, but he was honest. I love this, but these rocks, they're just not working. And I'm looking at 30 pages of finished artwork, and I'm like, okay. And I erased every last cliff, rock in the entire book and redid everything. So yeah, like it was a lot of pressure, but in the end, I never regret going back and just putting that extra effort to it. Like, you know, it always works out in the end. So
Sure. So did Richard Friend kind of give you pointers on how to draw them differently?
oh yeah, yep. Yeah,
Okay.
he can't like, so he would, you know, he would pick a panel and say, you know, maybe lay it out this way, maybe do that. And then I'd go back, and for the rocks, no joke, for 2 weeks, this sounds like I'm making it up, I just sketched rocks. Because you know, how often are you just drawing rock? It just doesn't come up, right?
Yes.
So I have pages and pages of just rocks that I drew. I'm like, all right, now I'm going to redo the rocks. So if anybody out there is reading issue 3, just know that those rocks were lovingly drawn.
Yeah. You think that's one of the most easy things to draw, right? Rocks. Mike says graphical spelunking madness. Absolutely. So here you have your 3 main characters, or
Yep.
yes. So they are from the first issue already.
Yeah, and one thing I realized quickly is, like, since I'm not doing thought balloons or anything like that, I needed a way for Horace to speak. And if he's not speaking to anybody, it's hard, you know, he has to have somebody to, like, pontificate to, because he's very verbose. If not, you know what I mean? So
Yes.
that was a big part of it. Not to say he doesn't talk to himself.
Sure.
But I
So that was one of your motivations to put like extra characters in there.
yeah, I just felt like the pictures, and it's also juxtaposition of, like, guy in a vacuum cleaner. Okay, what you know, what next to him would look either as crazy or normalize it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know, Nosferatu in yellow and a guy from New York. I the first thing I thought of, I was a big Doc Savage fan, and I'm blanking on the two guys' names. A tall guy and a short guy. I'm blanking on their names.
Yeah.
But anyway, Doc Savage's friends, and that's kind of what I was thinking when I did Slurp and Max.
Cool. Hey, Masters of the Thunder Nerds, welcome. Nice to see you. And then we have Benjamin Soto. Welcome, Ben. Rock to Fabrizio. Draw me like one of your French girls.
What's going on, Ben?
Yeah. Monk is one of them.
right.
Okay, yeah. Marcus
yeah.
knows. All right.
Marcus
cool.
knows every
man.
pop culture reference ever.
And then you have like so Slurp. He only speaks in these weird, like, indecipherable.
Well, it is decipherable. It's a font, so there has been a very industrious person out there that has translated Slurp's language.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Wow. So you actually have to write like dialogue that most people won't even get.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's funny. That's cool. Right. I love the coloring also, man. Like the atmosphere.
Yeah, the coloring, again, from the beginning was like, I'm a Bronze Age kid, and that limited color palette for me will always kind of stick out. So I started with a limited color palette from the get-go, and it worked well for a couple of reasons. And I've said this before, if I'm doing everything myself and I have a limited color palette, that's a hell of a lot easier, than a million colors. So
Yes.
it worked in a bunch of ways.
Yes, it definitely creates its own style here. It's really cool. No, turn away. Do small. Do it slowly. Philip, welcome, Philip. Love the Dog Savage film from back in a day with Tarzan playing the lead.
I don't know if I know that.
All right. Really cool. 1 of 5. Oh, you already knew from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
5. Cool. Yeah, that's a good looking cover. Like the logo also. And your imprint is named Gloomywood Comics.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Dante's Inferno.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a we'll call it an alternate translation from the Italian so I'm like, you know what, it's just different enough. And it got the cool tree hand, so it worked. Half of it's like you come up with a story and you're like, all right, I have a whole comic book. I don't need to do anything ever again. No, I need to do a logo. I need to do a YouTube channel. I need to do there's this endless and you just have to make decisions and move forward. If not, you'll never finish anything.
I know. Yeah. Cool, man. Really cool. So people can get it here for $8. That's a really, really good price for a comic book. Issue 2, right? Let's see some more art. Love these previews, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you. Issue 2 was another step forward. So lots more characters, big locations. I felt like I could step out a bit and have a bit more confidence. There's a Sorry.
Did you ever, while you were writing, did you ever get kind of stuck or that you didn't quite know what direction to go with your story?
For sure. Story is one of those things where I'm... it has to click for me. And I'd be curious to hear how you write as well. Is say you're in a scene and you need to get your way out of the scene somehow. And you have this little mental Rolodex of, okay, I don't know, the building explodes, a monster bursts, something like that. And any one of the 5 works, right? But for me, I'm like, no, it's gotta be perfect. It has to fit everything just perfectly. And until I get that, I'm flipping the Rolodex, you know what I mean? So it's not writer's block because I feel like I could just kind of move ahead with anything and it'd be okay. But there's just this one. No, this is the perfect answer to that story problem.
Yeah, too many options. Too many you constantly have to make decisions when you write the story. What happens next because you have too many ideas, right? But every route you take closes the other options, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I completely get that, man. All right, let's see. Bring on Horace H. Hoover, Bronze Age stop motion, like the Johnny Quest stop motion intro. All right, yeah. Hey, and Horace has a cameo in Heroic Tales.
Yeah. He's in an ad and there's a little cameo. It's so much fun. Yeah, I loved seeing Horace in a different book, especially a book I like. Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
That is great. That is really cool. Yeah. Cool, man. It's interesting. It's also a unique concept, It's fresh. It's something different. Especially within indie, you can do whatever you want, right? So,
yeah, there's definitely when I go to conventions, it's a bit of a hard sell, from the image. but it, because some people think it's pure comedy or like, so I really try to drive it home. I'm like, I know it looks like one thing, but it's also two or three other things besides that.
Right. Do you like going to conventions?
I like going just to talk to people. Like, it's a lot of fun for me. And it's funny because I can always, out of all the people that walk by, it's like I can spot the potential Horace fan, like in a group,
Right.
because they're gonna be different than most people,
Right.
which is funny. Like, I have it down to a science now. Yeah, I love going to conventions. I haven't been to that many recently. But I do like them.
Yeah. Yeah, man. This all looks great. Look at this cover.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Love the coloring also. It's these warm colors. They work for this series. Nice.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, cool. So, guys, you can check all of this out on the website, Horace H. Hoover. I will put it in the chat one more time, so you can check it out, find something cool to purchase. There are also like digital options. Yeah, really cool, man.
Thank you so
And
much
people
for
can
having
even
me.
get so they can still like get commissions from you through the website.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, contact me.
That's really awesome. All right, it's in the chat, guys. Philip says I was getting the mascots a bit at first glance. Yeah, but this is something different.
Yeah.
All right, really cool. All right, guys. Before we close off this stream for today, I need to inform you that we're in the final hours of my own campaign. So let's bring that up for a moment. Oh wait, let me first log out. I don't like it when I'm logged in and I'm going to my own page. There we go. So first log out, then we go back here, and then oh my God, what's going on? We go to the campaign. There we go, guys. All right, share this tab. There we are. Excellent. All right, let me also put. Oh wow, 166 backers right now. That's fantastic.
It's awesome.
Look at me being all prepared here. All right. Holy shit, dude. We're nearing 10K. That's crazy, guys. That's crazy. 23 hours to go for Safeguard Pandemonium on Kickstarter right now. The link is pinned in the chat, guys. It's also below this video. Got to check out Safeguard, says Philip. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Philip. By the way, Dave, going by your last repost on X of an artist enthusiasm for your script, does that mean you've now chosen a main? Yes. Ravik has its main artist. We're keeping it like a secret for now. Once we are ready to reveal, we will. But for now, it's like Safeguard Pandemonium, guys. The final 23 hours on Kickstarter. So this is classic superhero stuff. This is the cool thing about indies. You have Horace H. Hoover, and you have like 90s superhero books. Whatever you like, there's something for everyone within this little indie comic book scene, right? So Safeguard is the first full superhero book that I ever wrote. I have written like superhero teams, but they were part of a story from Perfect 10, for instance, or shorter stories. So this is the actual first like series that we started. Alan Goldman, the artist, he signed on for 3 issues. So this entire story will be 3 issues long. And Alan do cover A because I always want like cover A to represent the quality of the book that you're going to get, right? I can't believe that I'm working with Alan Goldman. It's phenomenal. And cover B is done by Perfect 10 artist Pau Rodrigues. So these characters also, they come from the Perfect 10 series. They were initially like featured there, introduced there, right? And now they have their own series. So you might know them, but you don't need to read Perfect 10 to get this story. This is a brand new book, new series. So I don't want people to have to read other titles to understand particular storylines, right? Okay, we have a wraparound cover, Virgin wraparound cover, also done by Alan Goldman. I love it so much.
Looks awesome.
Let me zoom in a little bit. I know, right? It's fantastic. Yes. And this was basically something that was commissioned by a backer on FundMyComic. They asked me, they told me they would like to buy a original piece from Alan Goldman, a double-page spread featuring all the heroes plus all the villains, and we didn't have that in the book. So I just suggest we could make it for you, right? So we did, and wow. I told him that we would use it for something. And he was very happy that we used it for a third cover. So yeah, really, really proud of this, with many thanks to the backer. And guys, I'm working with a very large team. So usually you have like artists, they do their own inking or they draw digital, but Alan is traditional. And so this time I'm working together with inkers also. This means that Alan sends me these penciled pages, which are phenomenal, and I'm like, we need to do something with these penciled pages, otherwise people will never get to see those, right?
Yeah.
So from that came the idea to put together a pencil edition. So this book, guys, will have only Alan's pencil work, so no inks, no colors, not even lettering.
Love that.
But if you purchase this, you will also get a free digital copy of the full book, so you can still read it all, right? You can see it in color and everything. All right, then we have the back cover, which initially started as a promo, like poster or pin-up for the campaign, featuring the new villains. So we made all these new villains for this story, and so Paul Rodrigues drew this, and it was so awesome. I was like, this has to be the back cover. So you will have this also as the back cover. We have some interior work that you can see from Alan. This is so some pages are inked by Yves and Lirio, and we have other pages inked by Thiago Gomez. We have two colorists, James Marino and Bruno Hang. This is colored by James. I love the muted colors with the backgrounds. I like this. It's so cool. And the story kicks off basically with 10 now being part of the superhero team. She's new, right? So, and you have Stellar. He is kind of this history nerd. And he wants 10 to feel like part of this, right? So make her feel comfortable. So he takes her to a museum. That's his thing, right? But she doesn't really get it. It's really cool. Plus, it kicks off the story. So you have look, this art is phenomenal. So the way that Alan drew this, it's like so he drew far more than I put into the script, right? He was like, all right, we have this location, everything that he could think of, he put in there. It's awesome. Kickstarter thought some pages were a little bit too spicy for their platform, but no worries, guys, you will get it uncensored. Really cool. You can check it out, guys. The double page splash was one of the. This was it took 3 weeks to make. Alan drew. It took Alan a complete week to draw, then 1 week to ink, then 1 week to color. So a lot of work.
Wow.
But it's all quality, guys. This is the kind of book that I want to buy and want to read, you know?
Yeah.
And because this is 90s, this is I wanted to lean into that. And you always have this scene with the heroes jumping from this vehicle into the battlefield. We had to have that in there. A little bit goofy, a little bit tropey, but it's cool, right? Because this is 90s. Love that. Some examples of Alan's pencil work. you can see the hero, so you get introduced to all these characters, like the classic X-Men, you know, like introducing new characters one by one, and then you see the group together, you know, just cool stuff. That's cool stuff. Yeah, it's so, yeah, right. And then you give this to the inker, and he has to look like that's so. Inkers, guys, they are underestimated. It's we went like through 6 inkers before we found the 2 that we went with, right? Because it's a skill. You have to be able to also draw and figure out what like some lines mean that aren't too clear or whatever.
Yeah, those artist editions that they release of, as an artist, seeing the pencils, that's like a master class.
Yeah,
just seeing the pencils.
I love those. I have a few of those. Yeah, that's so. Some of these penciled, like,
Wow,
pencil lines are so tight, you know, when you, yeah, no,
that is amazing.
I know the introduction of the villains. So we had all these villains like designed and made, and some of these were designed by other like artists to figure out their looks. Then Alan had to draw these characters, and Alan suggested, or he rather requested for me to put in one smaller character just for the visual, like dynamic, right? So we reworked one of the characters, and that became this little guy. Yeah, it's really cool. It's this is the fun thing about working with other like really talented people who want the best for the book, right? So they all bring their A game. And Alan even likes like every character is like so animated and well designed. Even characters that are like throwaway characters or side characters or just background characters, but Alan gives them so much personality. It's really cool. And you can follow Alan on his own YouTube channel where you can see him draw the book, right? And you can also follow Thiago where you can see him ink the book. The book is almost done, so Alan will be finishing the pencils this week. Then it's done. Holy shit, right. Let me put it in the chat one more time, guys. So this is, because we are in the final hours of this campaign, and I will do a closeout stream tomorrow around this time. All right, let me remove this. There we go. Whew.
Congrats. Looks awesome.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Did I miss anything in the chat? Let's see. Oh, a lot of comments, guys. I don't want to miss anything. The final 23. This is gonna be genuinely awesome. Thank you. His art is superb. Yes. Power's great. I know. Power's amazing. Wrap around. Power's designs and Alan's curves. Yes. Hooray for the super history nerd. Yeah, it's really cool. These characters, you know, sometimes you know this, Fabrizio, that sometimes these characters, you don't need to do too much work to actually figure out who they are. They kind of tell you. It's like, that makes sense. This is that character done. Inkers are people too. Yes. The colored version of that splash page, 10 facing the villains that you just revealed, looks absolutely drool-worthy. Terrific, Dave. Yeah, you can find it on my social media, guys, the inked version. So go check it out. Thank you all for the support, guys. All right, Fabrizio, thank you so much for being my guest for today, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yeah, your comic looks fantastic. We're looking forward to the next issue. Take your time, sir.
I will.
Yeah, whatever it takes, you know. So
gotta dangle the carrot for a little bit.
Exactly. There you go. All right, and special thanks to the Chat, thank you so much, guys, for showing up and for liking this stream. So if you like the conversation, give it a like. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike. And I'm very sorry. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll do my closeout stream. And then I have a guest next Sunday. And if you're watching, you have a campaign going on or you're a creator and you want to be on this show, reach out to me and we will schedule you in. All right, guys, this was the stream for today. Have a fantastic week and see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Bye.